Hey guys, I'm Ivory. Today's video I'm going to be shopping my stash, which means that all of the makeup today I already own and I've owned for a while now. And all of the products today are going to be fairly new to me because I've either used them once or I have yet to use them. So some of the products are going to be a first impressions today. Hopefully you like these types of videos, and if not, I'm not really sure why you clicked on the video if you didn't like it. But if you are new, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I try to post new videos every single week. Even if this is the first video that you're coming to and you're like, I'm not really sure if I vibe with her, consider subscribing for like a trial period. And if in a couple videos you're like, you know what, I was right, I don't like her, she's kind of got a punchable face, then you may go ahead and unsubscribe. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with, hold on. I wanna start off with the base first, but the eyeshadow palette that I'm using, I've never used before. So that could be a somewhat risky move because I don't know the fallout situation. You know what, life's about taking chances, so I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna stick to what I wanted to do in the first place, which is my base. For primer today, I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It came in a little sample size because I recently shopped on Sephora. You know, when you're done checking out, you get 2 free samples. This is one of my samples. I don't know if I want to do a dedicated video to this, like just for a primer. I don't know about that. I think this is a product that I'm just gonna have to test on my own time. So far, ooh, I like this consistency. It's a little bit tacky and it feels really nice. It's quite hydrating. I watched a video by Robert Welsh and he was talking about the skin type that you have will determine what type of primers you should use. So if you have oily skin, typically you should be using a more liquidy or like a runnier type of consistency for a primer. And of course, me being oily most of my life, I've done exactly the opposite of that. So on our first impressions, I like the way this feels. It absorbs into the skin really fast. Now that it's settled in, it doesn't feel tacky at all. Like nothing is sticking. But like I said, I'll probably have to test this on my own time because for all I know, it literally did nothing because right now it looks like nothing. Next off, we have foundation. I'm using the Milani Screen Queen. This had the digital blue light filter, which was what was interesting to me. I did do a wear test on it. I'll put it up in the cards. And it was a 2-day wear test. So I have worn this, I guess technically twice, but since that wear test, I have not picked it up. Okay. Why is it coming out like that? It's coming out all weird. That's not great. I'm gonna go ahead and use my microfiber sponge. And the reason why I never picked it up after I did a wear test is because honestly, even though like I liked it enough to keep it, I could have returned it. I chose not to. The reason why I never picked it up again is because I do have other foundations that I prefer. This one's okay, but it definitely is not a front runner for me. So that's why I benched it. And I kind of just forgot about it too. That's what happens when your channel is basically centered around wear tests. You just end up collecting all these foundations and they become a graveyard. And you know what? It's not just foundations. It's pretty much every single category of makeup. For whatever reason, I have so many multiples of. Like the highlighting palette that I'm gonna use, this pan should be enough for the collection. There's variety, they're huge, it's gonna last you forever, and yet somehow, when you go up into my vanity, I have an entire highlighting drawer, and half those shades look exactly the same. I am planning on filming a declutter, so that's gonna be coming soon because I want to purge myself of a lot of makeup that I have before the end of the year. Maybe it might be a little bit like after the end of the year, but I've planted the seed in my head that it needs to get done. I'm gonna move on to concealer. This is the Kaja Don't Settle concealer. I have a feeling this is gonna be too light because this was given to me from a friend and she is quite pale. And I also used this once. Yeah, oh my god. Okay, let's mix this with foundation. Just to show you, this is the concealer and then this is the foundation that I'm gonna add. Like I added the tiniest amount, but we also have to make this even. So, okay, just one swipe like that. And then with a Morphe M224, I'm gonna use this brush to apply the rest of the concealer. Like I said, or did I say? I have used this once and it was only the one time, but I did have a good experience overall with it. It's just a little bit too fair, but it blends really nicely and the coverage is great. All right, so I'm gonna use 2 different powders to set today. To set all the places where I have concealer, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is in the shade 2 Medium. I did a video where I said if I had $1,000 to spend at Sephora, what would be in my basket? And this was one of them. And I went ahead and I bought it. I've heard so many good things about this product from basically every big YouTuber. They said that it makes you look basically photoshopped. So I had to try. So I'm gonna use a puff. I'm gonna set my under eyes. And like I said, I'm only focusing this on the areas where I applied concealer. Otherwise this powder, because I can see it has coverage to it, this is gonna light up my entire complexion and we do not want that. This is my first time using this powder. I have never used it prior to this. I've only swatched it and I mean it looks all right, but like the hype around this was crazy. I actually don't know how I feel about it yet. I kind of don't like it, but you know what? I need to give it some time to sink in. So the rest of my face I'm gonna set, I'm using the ColourPop No Filter setting powder. I actually really like this. I've used this once in my full face using only ColourPop products. This is the shade shade Translucent, and it's actually translucent. Sometimes these powders that look really white can lighten your complexion, and I really hate that because it's like you have no business calling yourself translucent, but this one actually is translucent. I'm gonna go ahead and use the other side of the puff to set the rest of my face. Okay, so the face is all set. Let's bronze next. I'm using the, again, Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is in the shade Fair Medium. I'm only gonna use the bronzer today, and this is pretty cool toned, and it's barely gonna show. I remember using this once, and I had to go pretty ham on this to get it to show from what I remember, but I may have misremembered because I'm digging in there, okay? Like there is a ton of kickback right now, and I'm really going hard on it, and it's not really showing up. I can barely see it in person, which means that you probably can't even see it on camera. So I guess I just don't remember it. I'm not saying that the product is bad necessarily. It may just be that this is too light for me, because yeah, I barely see it. And I added a ton of product, so this bronze highlight thing is just not for me. Moving on to blush, I'm using the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek, and I think the shade name is Work, but like with an E. And this is a cream blush, which I do not have a lot of luck with. They don't do well on my face. They either lift off the foundation or it just never works out. So I have high hopes, but actually I don't have high hopes. But I have not written off cream blushes. I still think that they could work for me. I haven't found the right formula yet. So I'm gonna try this 2 different ways. I'm gonna try this both like just straight up applying this, and then maybe the other side I'll apply this to a sponge and then kind of just like dab it on, because it didn't come with instructions. So I'm just gonna apply this in all the areas where I would normally apply blush. So in this upward motion, and then I'm just gonna blend this out with my fingers because that just seems like the right thing to do with creams. I can already see my foundation has rubbed off on the blush, and it's giving me a little bit of color, but not really. Like, whereas if I just straight up swatch, you see this is the full potential, but I'm not gonna go that hard on my face. So I think with the clean side of my sponge, maybe do it like this. Okay, this looks alarming. I'm getting panicky. Please blend, please, please blend. Mistakes have been made today. All right, I do like this side a little bit more than this side for sure. This side is just, it's not strong enough, and it definitely took away the foundation underneath. I can see lots of my acne peeking through and my scarring as well. So I'm just gonna repeat what I did on this side to this side. I don't care if it makes me look like a clown, at least it'll be a symmetrical clown. Oh my God, okay, yeah, this definitely just took off all the foundation underneath. Because look, my redness, like this is a fresh pimple, and it's basically completely exposed at this point. Maybe I should give up on cream blushes because they have never, ever worked for me. I'm gonna move on to the eyes. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Daisy Marquez eyeshadow palette. Her collab with BH Cosmetics came out a while ago, and I've never used it, but I do have high hopes for this one because I have tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes from BH Cosmetics, and I love them all. Like, even if I don't like the color story, the quality of them, always amazing. They are super affordable, and they always have sales. So if you're ever interested in something, wait for a sale to go because your product is gonna be at least 20% off. Also, I love the packaging of this because she has a little slot right here for the mirror to go, so it looks like a little vanity. Like, how adorable. And also the lid of this it's magnetic. Okay, so I think I wanna sort of match my shirt. Oh my God, I have a little stain. Has that been there the whole time? Oh no, is it washed in? Is that not coming out? I need water. Oh no, I think it is washed in, and now with water, it looks kind of like a boob. I mean, that's a bonus if you ask me. But I do want to sort of match my shirt, so I'm gonna go probably like these types of colors, the dark ones. I'm gonna first start off with passion fruit. I'm gonna add that into the crease area, and then as there's less product, I will blend it upwards. And as I predicted, these shadows are blending really nicely. I've only blended into one. All right, so I'm just gonna leave this as is for now. I kind of like to just get the big picture details first, and then later on I will go back and fine tune everything, like make everything crisper, blend things a little bit more. But right now, I just wanna work on the big picture. That's just my workflow. I'm next gonna go into Stunt. I have no idea if this color is gonna go with the color I already put down. I'm gonna use my finger first to get the color down. Oh, wow. I told you, BH Cosmetics, they deliver, okay? People are sleeping on them. Like, everyone raves about Morphe and ColourPop, and don't get me wrong, some of their stuff is really good, but honestly, BH Cosmetics overall is way more consistent to me. All right, I'm next gonna go in with a Sigma E44 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Bittersweet, and I'm just gonna add this into the outer corner. Are you guys really watching this as if it's a tutorial, or am I just like wasting wasting time and breath walking you through this when you have no expectation to actually recreate this. Because I really don't feel like tutorials are big anymore unless you are a big channel. And even so, a lot of bigger channels are not doing tutorials anymore because even though they still do relatively well, they don't do as well as other types of makeup videos. So I feel like tutorials are kind of just like a dying thing on YouTube. Okay, so bittersweet is a little bit too similar to passion fruit. So I'm actually going to put in a little bit of cocoa and bittersweet because I want my outer eye to be a little bit darker. There's not enough drama here. Oh yeah, that's way better. For anyone that was watching my last video, my husband got LASIK eye surgery and he recovered really well. He says that his eyes are still a little bit dry, but he has 20/15 vision, which is better than 20/20 vision, which I didn't know that was a thing. So he healed perfectly, which I'm really happy about. I'm gonna take passion fruit with the same fluffy brush. I'm gonna pinch the bristles to do my lower lash line. But my husband's eyesight range has increased dramatically. Like we'll be going on a walk and he'll be looking at a car and he'll be like, "Can you read that license plate? Because I can read it right here." I'm just like, "No, I can't see it from here." Even though I have glasses on, he's like, "Let me read it to you. It says Z230." And as we get closer, sure enough, he was right. And he got basically perfect vision within the first day of recovery. He's also getting a little bit annoying and cocky about it because I'll be watching TV and I'll be like, "Babe, can you go get me my glasses?" And he's like, "Haha, glasses." And he's like cackling at me. And I'm like, "Okay, Steve, calm down. You got LASIK. You didn't get evil LASIK." Next, with a packer brush, I'm gonna use the shade Royalty. And I'm gonna place that right next to, what shade did I use? Stunt. Not gonna be very prominent. You probably won't even be able to see it. But I really just kind of wanted to see what this color looked like. It's not applying very well with a brush, so I'm gonna use my fingers. Oh yeah, that's way better. Like you can't even see it on this side with the brush. Look how much more visible it is. And then with a clean brush, I'm kind of just gonna blend out these edges. They're way too harsh. And this is the eye look. I really liked this palette. The quality is great. The shimmers were a little bit hard to pick up with the packer brush, so I would suggest using your fingers. And there is quite a bit of kickback on this. I should have done my eyes first because there's quite a bit of fallout underneath. I just wiped it away right now. I'm gonna move on to my brows. I'm using the ColourPop Brow Boss. I have used this once and I did like it. It is my replacement for when I finish my other brow products. There was another brow pencil. I forgot what it was called. Like it was called maybe the retractable brow pencil. I'm not totally sure, but I prefer this one over that one. Also the other one, I don't remember the exact name, but I'll have this one listed in my description box. This one is retractable and the other one was not, which was kind of irritating. So I'm just gonna really lightly fill these in. I cannot talk and do my brows at the same time, so I'm gonna need absolute silence now. Please keep your voice down.
I need absolute silence while I fall in the character. I need absolute silence while I fall in the character.
Can you give me like a head start on
I need absolute silence. I need absolute silence.
Can you please
I need absolute silence.
All right, so I went ahead and applied lashes and mascara because those are the only things that aren't new. So we're gonna move on to highlight, and I already showed you, but it's the I Like Your Face Gimme More Highlighting Palette by ColourPop. I used them once and look, you barely tap into it and see how much picks up and a little bit goes up. Oof, I already overdid it, but you can see there's a lot of pigment and shine to it. It does look a little bit weird right now. The blush really messed me up, okay? Because now the base right here is just patchy. But from the one time that I used this highlighter, I really liked it. I'm also gonna add a little bit, what shade is this? Upgrade. And we're gonna add that to my nose. And I've never used this shade. What is it? It's Extra. And that's what I'm feeling today. I'm feeling extra today. I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna put it in my inner corner for funsies. Lastly, we have lips, and I have a bunch of ColourPop lipsticks, and I have a Charlotte Tilbury one that I've never used. In general, I don't really like cream lipsticks. I like liquid lipsticks, just because usually cream lipsticks transfer on my teeth, and it doesn't always happen right away. Sometimes it takes time for it to wear down, but it almost always happens. And then I'll be talking to someone, and then they'll see I have lipstick on my teeth, but they don't really know me like that, and then they're too embarrassed to tell me that I have lipstick on my teeth, so they don't say anything. So then I walk around talking to multiple people with lipstick on my teeth. Word to the wise, if you're that person, you're like, I don't really know them that well, I don't know if it's weird to tell them about that situation, just tell them, okay? They're not gonna get mad at you, so just do them a favor and tell them they have lipstick on their teeth. I'm gonna try the Charlotte Tilbury one first. It's called Blushing Dream. I have a feeling this is gonna be too pale for me. Yeah, it's a little bit too light for this look. I'm gonna try ColourPop's Gallop. Oh, no. This is, okay, swing and a miss. Okay, we're definitely getting colder here. I don't know, I don't really like any of these. Let's try layering. you know what? It's just makeup. It wipes right off. But this is the final look. So let's go over all the things that I tried for the first time today to give you like my first impressions. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I liked the feeling of it at first, but I don't really know if it did anything. Lipsticks, actually, they feel really nice and the pigment is great. It's just, I don't know if I picked the right color. The eyeshadow palette was awesome. The quality was great. Just be careful about fallout. So do your eyes first, like I said. And the powder, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in this one because so many people, like a lot of people hype up this powder. And I do have pressed powders, but I thought there was gonna be something super magical about this one because literally everyone and their mother is raving about this. I don't know. It looks fine, but is it worth the money that I spent? I don't know about that. I'm kind of leaning towards no. Any drugstore pressed foundation powder would have done the job just fine, I think. But that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.